It was 2 times better than the first Ant-Man, which is not saying very much because the first Ant-Man's not creative in any sense of the word.
But Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was a lot better. It was like the Iron Man 2. Okay, wait. It was the Iron Man... Wait a minute. It was a good movie.
It was the Thor
Boom.
2.
No, wait, no. It was very good movie. I enjoyed myself a lot. Which I was happily surprised because I thought it was just going to be okay.
Alright, I have a bit of a rant. So, Mud, do you want to go first?
No.
You want to just sit back and...
I'll let you rant.
I'm going to go first.
I feel like you're coming in
Fuck
hot.
off.
Okay.
Alright, you can go now. I already talked about how... I already talked...
Okay.
And it was
We
good.
already
It
got off
surprised me.
track.
Alright. So, let me just say that, especially for big superhero movies, there is nothing inherently wrong with plot, and there is nothing inherently wrong with jokes. Both of those things are essential for almost every movie ever made, like 99% of film. Ant-Man and the Wasp, much like Ant-Man, actually almost identical to Ant-Man 1, goes plot, joke, plot, joke, plot, joke, over and over, and it feels like I was falling asleep because it was the same thing over and over and over and over, and it was, we gotta get to the quantum realm to do the thing. Man, what's mac and cheese? I don't even know what mac and cheese is. Oh, we gotta drive the building over there. Man, you're wearing a dumb hat. Isn't that a dumb hat? My hat isn't dumb. Like, dumb shit doesn't even fucking matter. It was that for 2 hours.
I don't think they
Call me crazy here.
I don't think they said one thing about mac and cheese.
Or hats.
But
I'm making up dumb shit that isn't
They
relevant.
made a joke about the hats.
Well,
Yeah,
my
but they
point
did not
is,
make a joke about macaroni.
my
I
point
would have
is
remembered that one.
That none of the jokes were relevant at all. It was shot like a comedy and acted like a comedy. There was a scene, there's a little bit where Paul Rudd is in his house, it's at the beginning of the movie, where he's just watching TV and he gets done with the ant thing and then he brushes it away and then passes out and the food is funny. You can watch Paul Rudd, the actor, receive stage directions to, look confused? Swat it away. Now throw your spoon funny. Paul Rudd, you're so funny. Cut. I don't know. It was done like a fucking Bridesmaids movie, but it has big budget action in it that I actually like.
Yeah.
So, again, Ant-Man, I have the exact same feelings for this as the first Ant-Man.
I think it's a little bit better because a lot of the jokes are a little bit better. At least.
It was more creative than the first one.
Yeah.
Because
The first one didn't have a creative enough plot for my...
There were creative bits in the first Ant-Man, and those are expanded on, and I do like those moments.
Yeah.
Like, I think Michael Pena telling those stories in the way he does. I think the way that they improved on it with, like, the truth serum, I thought that was like, a great little moment. Or anything with the actual size shrinking and bigging action parts.
Yeah, that's
those
actually
are
really cool.
Well done and actually made sense with the story, and I like those bits. I didn't mind the villains, all 5 or 6 of them. I didn't mind. I thought they were okay.
I don't like the guy whose hairline looks like it shouldn't be there anymore. He should just be bald.
Talking about the business suit guy?
Yeah,
You
he should just be
recognize him.
bald.
Who is he?
He's Chris Mannix from The Hateful Eight.
Oh, I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. That's like
Good
one of the
movie.
only...
He's one of the best actors in it.
It's one of the only Tarantinos that I missed.
That guy,
Theaters.
his hairline, he should just go bald. I'm fucking telling you, man. That hairline's atrocious.
What did you think of his character?
That's his criticism of the characters, the hairline.
He reminded me of Ready Player One villain.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get this at all costs. Money, 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 money. Corporations. He's
Kind of like the Ant-Man 1 villain. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
His motivation was very weak.
Mm-hmm.
The girl, Ghost, her motivation was great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to die.
One of the decent ones.
I felt like her backstory was overly complicated.
Oh, speaking of overtly complicated, remember the scene 40, 50 minutes into the movie where all 3 of our heroes are trapped and they're like, who are you? And then they pull out their bullet point presentation, like PowerPoint with slides about like, so this is
Phase
the
1, choosing the right drill.
Yeah, it sounds like that commercial that
It's
plays
exactly
before
that.
the movies.
It felt like a year of exposition.
No, that
and
was...
then Scott's phone ringing was like, here's a joke so you don't get drowned out with exposition, but I was already drowned out and the joke wasn't terribly funny anyway.
It reminded me of our plans to kill Batman being stupidly overly complicated.
I will become a tech mastermind and then bodybuild for 20 years.
No. It was the monkey one.
I like the
one to
play,
take
though.
down Val Clooney.
Val Clooney.
He's right though. That's
George Kilmer.
No, you're valuable.
Yeah,
You're right.
no, he's right. He's right. But it was just funny.
It felt like I was listening to like a joke backstory where I was like, this just keeps getting more difficult than it needs to be. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, and then I worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. And I was like, and
the MCU.
You've officially lost me.
It felt like the movie stopped so that the MCU could just jack itself off a little bit. Like, S.H.I.E.L.D., haha, we're all connected.
The funny thing is,
S.H.I.E.L.D.,
like,
remember Civil War?
Literally, like, right before that scene, I leaned over to Ian and I was like, that's going to be Lawrence Fishburne's daughter.
And you were wrong.
I was half right.
He was helping her, but...
And she was a daughter.
Well... it's the plot.
Everyone's a daughter or son.
The plot is as predictable as Incredibles 2's plot. Where, like, if you think you know where it's going, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like,
If I can just throw this out there to you, devil's advocate, and this is not me trying to, like, defend this because I definitely have the same problem with these movies. A lot of MC movies are plot, joke, plot,
with
joke,
actual character
plot,
development.
joke.
And aside from the scenes where
joke.
Scott talks to Evangeline Lilly's character, Wasp, who was in the fucking title, I didn't think of it. Where Ant-Man talks to Wasp about their relationship, aside from those little, like, 30-second moments per 10 minutes of screen time, I didn't really feel any character development at all.
I felt like there was a lot of character development for Hank. And Hope.
Actually, I feel like
I felt like his
the
character
main
got
three
got
and
really-
Luis had really good character development.
Yeah, but like beyond that, that's the main cast.
I enjoyed watching Luis on screen,
I like-
oddly enough, and I criticized the plot joke structure, but, like, I really liked his scenes, and I think everyone else in the world does too.
Yeah, of course.
But I didn't see a character development there.
No, I agree with Jake. He was funny, but at the same time, again, devil's advocate, he's not.
Exactly. And again,
He's
like, I'm
not
not
getting-
expecting every single character to have this, like, massive, incredible story arc that I can just get, writing is 10 out of 10. Like, I know it's a Marvel movie, it's fine. But even still, it feels very paper thin.
I liked the dynamic between not Michael Keaton. What's his name?
Michael
Michael
Pena?
Pena?
No, what's the name of Hank's actor?
Michael
Buttress.
Douglas.
Michael
Buttress,
Douglas.
Yes.
I
I
was
almost said
close.
Kirk Douglas, his dad, who was in Spartacus. And he was Spartacus.
And Lawrence Fishburne. I like their dynamic because like they were on opposite sides and they had beef, but they didn't let it get in their way. Like that moment where like he's about to take off into the quantum realm and Bill's like, Hank, good luck. And like I was like, you mean that? You really
Yeah.
mean that? Like
Yeah, well, that's because those are two very talented people.
Yeah.
And
then, like-
again, I like the bits where, like, over the course of the villain stories, as it keeps cutting back to Ghost and what she wants, Lawrence Fishburne gets more and more against it because it's like,
Yeah.
we're not going to fuck with people, we're
Yeah.
not going to threaten people. Oh, now you're at the
Scott
point where you're
Lang-
going to try and kill
Scott
someone?
Lang has
No.
a daughter.
Yeah.
No.
We don't go there.
No.
Yeah.
Don't that crosses
I
a
hate
line.
his guts, but we're not those
I
kind
don't
of
even
people.
hate Scott, I hate Hank.
Yeah.
You know?
There was a lot of really good things sprinkled in this movie.
Yeah.
But again, it has Thor Ragnarok syndrome, you're right, where it's either exposition or jokes.
The last
This has more jokes that land, but it's still the same thing.
the last MCU movie I walked out of and loved was Spider-Man: Homecoming, and that's
I do love me some Spider-Man
over
Homecoming.
a year ago. I walked out of theaters watching that.
No, I liked Black Panther a lot, and I liked Infinity War a lot.
Yeah.
I'm in Ian's boat. I like there hasn't
Black
been an
Panther
MCU movie
and
that I don't
Infinity
like
War
since
are on
Ragnarok.
similar terms, so they're great. I
Yeah.
think they're both great. This movie is better than Thor Ragnarok.
That's not saying much in your book.
It's not.
I thought it was
And-
very similar to Thor Ragnarok.
It just didn't have enough meat and potatoes. There's a lot of exposition and jokes. I couldn't think of anything for that. Vegetables, they're vegetables, but I need protein.
But, like, every scene with Jeff Goldblum in Ragnarok, which I was hyped to see Goldblum in Ragnarok, every scene with him in it is just a comedy. And what jokes can he say in the fastest time possible before cutting to more Hulk fighting?
I mean, that's all Jeff Goldblum does.
Not
nowadays.
true. Nowadays, yes.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying. Don't.
Now he's a punchline. Like,
He's
why?
a punchline. He's a meme.
But, like, when I see the Grandmaster played by one of the greats, Goldblum, in my opinion, I want to see him just rattle off whatever the writers thought was funniest. I want to see him act. I want to see a character.
I mean, when's the last time you really saw Jeff Goldblum in a serious role?
All right, now I'll give you that. It's been quite some time.
It's been
hasn't
even
it?
in the greatest movie of 2018, Hotel Artemis. He was a joke.
Well, even then, I didn't mind his character. He just wasn't barely in it. This is only like 10
Yeah,
minutes.
he is
total.
barely in it.
So,
In fact, he was the best death line in that movie too. Take me down the river, baby.
that was fucking great. But
Fucking Jeff Goldblum, man.
no, Ant-Man and Wasp. I don't even have more to say.
I enjoyed myself.
I
It
said
was
everything.
definitely fun. It was definitely funny.
It was fun.
The moments between Scott and his daughter are actually really cute and charming. Like, that's really nice to see.
Yeah, I
That
love
she
the
looks
opening
up- Yeah,
where they're going on an adventure, Indiana Jones style.
that
It's
was
pretty good.
arguably one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
Because it was just so, like, wholesome. It's
Yeah.
a very wholesome scene. And you're just seeing this guy trying to make the best of his daughter. He can't leave the house. He's right. So,
Exactly.
and then he did the little magic thing, and I'm like, that's funny. And then
Yeah.
the movie at certain points, it dipped very up and down. There was a lot of up and down moments where I was like, all right, this is good. And then I was sitting there like, when's the next good part? And then sometimes it didn't come for a little while. Sometimes there was a good little joke sprinkled in. And even though it is plot joke, some of the jokes are actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them land, some of them don't. I just really wish there was more. And I think like this year for the Marvel movies for you is probably one of the worst ones.
One of the weakest, yeah. As just MCU, yeah, this is the weakest because we're out of Marvel movies this year, or at least MCU movies.
I think it's good. 2 of my favorite ones are in here.
Oh my god, if I like Venom, it's gonna be better than the 3 MCU movies to me. How weird is that? That's like a bizarro world.
What if Aquaman's the best superhero movie this year?
Oh no,
dude! Imagine
it could
DCEU having the best superhero movie
Marvel,
of the year.
for me, disappointed 3 times this year, then how the fuck is DC gonna be like, here's a real gem? Like,
well, no, because James Wan. Come on.
I know it's James Wan.
James
James
Wan,
Wan,
baby.
James Wan's so good. But Ryan Coogler was good too. They're all good.
Ryan Coogler is good, and he did make a good, coherent movie. It's not like Black Panther's not coherent.
I don't know. I feel like I've been too harsh on it. It's really like I'm acting like it's a 3 or something out of 10, but it's a decent summer movie. Like it's fun. You'll enjoy yourself.
What, this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very fun.
I feel like I'm being too hard on it, and I don't even hate it. I think it's like a 6 out of 10, which is leaning towards positive.
I was gonna say like a 6.5 because the first Ant-Man's between a 5 and a 6,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this movie's better than the first Ant-Man by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I put it on par with the first Ant-Man, which is also a 6. I don't like to go
It
into
leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Better because
About
at least
you,
there's things.
good friend. You've been quiet for a little bit.
I'm giving this movie an 8. I enjoyed myself.
That's good. Though.
You know, if I can do a bit of a hot take,
Sure.
Yeah.
I
Go
feel
for
like
it.
you in general are very critical of Marvel movies. Not saying it's not warranted, but I feel like sometimes you hold them to a high standard.
They've
Like
made
way up there.
well, only because they've made that high standard. One of my favorite movies ever made is The Avengers. You know what I mean?
feel like if you watch Avengers, it's really going to come off in a similar fashion to these movies where it's plot joke,
this one
plot
came out
joke.
first, so why would I appreciate these more than The Avengers?
My point is, if you liked it then and don't like it now,
No, but I like new and creative things. I don't like the same things. You know what I mean?
and that's fine. I'm just
That's why
saying.
Avengers Age of Ultron is nowhere near as good.
That's
Yeah,
true.
well, Age of Ultron sucked.
I do hold it to a high standard. I feel like if I don't, and I just, there's big dumb action, so 10, it's fine, just give it a pass. I feel
I'm
like
not saying give it a 10.
I
I'm
feel
just
like
saying.
we're not really advancing the criticism here. You know what I mean?
My point is, though, I feel like just saying, oh, plot joke, that's been the formula for a while.
But they add
I wouldn't-
actual character moments.
I
in these
wouldn't say
movies.
plot joke's been the formula for a while because Spider-Man: Homecoming, another one of those movies, wasn't plot joke.
Breaks the mold, sure, but then you have, looping back, you have Infinity War.
Well, Infinity War,
You have Black Panther, which does do that. Sure, it's not
it's
the main
less
character.
for jokes, but yeah.
It's less for jokes, but there's still jokes in there. You have
Yeah.
Ragnarok. Spider-Man: Homecoming, I'll admit, breaks the mold. Before that, you have Guardians 2, which is very much comedy, and then you have Stephen Strange, which I
don't feel like that's plot joke.
There were definitely some moments in
It's
that film
more
where
of a
plot joke.
it's more of a dry humor as opposed to the comedy
Well,
effect that they were going
I'd
for.
say the villain Caecilius in Doctor Strange was really well developed. He was one of the better Marvel villains. Not top like 5, but I'd say he's one of the better MCU villains.
That's true.
I thought they developed really well with his character. I love Doctor Strange, his whole story. The Ancient One, so sad to see her go. That was like a genuinely heart-wrenching moment.
That's very true.
No one rung Doctor Strange's phone with a silly tune when there was a moment during that. You know what I mean? That was like a genuine, great moment.
Yeah.
And again, my criticisms with Infinity War aren't necessarily the mold of plot joke, because it's not. That you're right, it does break the mold. My criticisms are more along the lines of the bloatedness of characters and how they handled or didn't handle them. You know what I mean? That's more along the lines of that, but that's not really what this is about. My point is, just because it's plot joke does not mean...
It's bad because as long as the movie's enjoyable, it's a good movie.
That being said, the movie I felt was 90 to 95% story and joke. And to me, that doesn't really...
Well, let me ask this. What would be added? What can you say?
Oh, making me actually really care about Ant-Man. You know he's going to get his daughter at the end of the day. His daughter, she smiled and said like 2 funny things to her dad.
More specifically, what would be added?
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying, it's only plot joke, it's missing something. What's the something? And
That's exactly what I said. Like caring about the character,
But-
something there to make me care about the character. Some writing, some little elements that aren't instead of having an exposition dump almost halfway through the movie that goes on for what feels like 3 years, and then having Scott's phone go off and have a funny little FaceTime scene. maybe what you could do is make me feel more for the villains, and you maybe feel a little bit for Ghost, but not so much for Lawrence Fishburne. He's just some disgruntled S.H.I.E.L.D. employee who doesn't like Hank.
See, I had the opposite effect. I did not like Ghost.
Oh, you
I
didn't
found
like
Lawrence Fishburne's character far more compelling.
Lawrence Fishburne's character had more of a heart.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, his backstory didn't make me care. I cared for her because she was in that constant pain and in that desperation mode of like, I don't want to die. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I don't find that to be compelling. That I'm in so much pain all the time. It's never been a very compelling thing.
It's not compelling, but you feel for them.
And
you know what
I
mean?
felt more for Lawrence Fishburne because he's just trying to do right by this person who wants to do so much evil, and he's trying to redeem her. So I found him to be more compelling, I guess, because he had those moments where he'd talk her down.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it could have been better if maybe there was some more confrontation between them.
That's true.
And like you could see that at the end of the day, he's really afraid of her.
I agree. I think there's really there's two little nuggets of great confrontation. There's a scene where she's about to go take the daughter hostage, and then there's a scene where she's about to go kill the mom.
Yeah.
But both of those scenes are 30 seconds to a minute long.
No, yeah.
I feel like if they fleshed out those scenes, I actually think she should have taken the daughter. They would have built more gravity in the movie. It would have put any gravity in the movie.
Hot take, one villain, Ghost.
Yeah.
Boom.
I don't like receding
All the writing
hairline
they
man.
gave to Lawrence Fishburne, or just Lawrence Fishburne. One of
I
them.
don't really consider Lawrence Fishburne a villain.
No, he's more of
He's
an
back and forth.
antagonist as
Yeah.
opposed to
He's
anything else.
on the support team, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make him a straight up bad
think
guy.
if
He has
they-
those genuine moments where he's like, "Hey, Hank, I hope you find your wife.
Yeah, it's-
Even though we're on opposite sides in this
I know.
conflict right now, I hope for the best."
And those moments I love, and I wanted more of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted more of that, and I really enjoyed the creativity with the big shrinky big stuff. I haven't shit on that at all. I'm only praising
That's
them.
great.
Like when
Oh my
Scott's
God.
really tired and he collapses into the ocean. That's not funny or plot. That's just holy shit. Wow, that's like an interesting little thing, and it is plot technically, but still, it's done in an interesting way, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
You don't recognize the plot joke structure if it
If it entertains
Is
you to the point where it's like
very well
compelling.
done.
Yeah.
It's got Last Jedi syndrome, where a lot of the trailer is the climax of the movie.
Yeah, a lot of the trailer. Well, especially because the trailer, which if you see a movie, Ant-Man probably plays the trailer in front, but just like Mission Impossible, where all the
Oh my God, you're right. We had this conversation last
Exactly.
movie too.
We didn't even see a Mission Impossible trailer.
But the trailer
Good.
for Ant-Man and the Wasp was him and his daughter talking about being Ant-Man, and it cut back to him fighting the truck.
Yeah,
the giant
spoiler
man.
alert, that's the climax of the movie.
Exactly, but like in the movie, when you see him talk to his daughter, he hasn't been big man yet, big boy. So when he before he's big boy, you think to yourself, "Oh, I remember that scene from the trailer. Oh, he's gonna be big boy. I can't wait for big boy." You know, I'm not even saying it's a problem. It's just
There was some
I can't wait
lines.
till he's big boy. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
He is a big boy.
he is very much a big boy.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't know, I'm just a simple-minded idiot.
No, that's not
Entertained
true.
by plot-
I hope you don't mean
plot-
that's what I'm like implying.
No,
there.
I'm
Okay.
shitting on myself right now.
Okay.
No,
Well,
'cause you're not-
We're all simple-minded idiots.
You're not. It's more of your style of movie. You like comedies more than we do.
I
mean,
don't like comedies.
I don't
though.
like comedies
I
at
actually
all.
really do like comedy. Game Night was a really great comedy that came out earlier this year. It's in my top 10.
I just think creativity with the comedy is better than just comedy.
See, I found the movie to be creative enough. I found the plot to be compelling enough. I enjoyed the characters. Really enjoyed how they expanded on Dr. Pym.
I also enjoyed how they expanded on Dr. Pym, like a lot, because I felt like in the first movie he was just a grumpy old man,
Yeah,
and now
Grumpy Old
in
Man.
this movie he's a grumpy old man, but it gives you like a real reason.
Yeah, and you see and then you meet all his colleagues, and they were like, "Yeah, fuck that guy."
He's a dick, and I'm like that.
Exactly, because in the first movie, he's literally his role is a supporting to Ant-Man, making him the next Ant-Man, like a kind of
Yeah,
Yoda kind of.
and you know
figure.
what?
And now in this one, you get to see a lot.
And there
more
are
of
some
that.
moments where it's like it definitely has. Where we talked about this in the car on the way back. It's got that Dark World syndrome where it's like that was for New York. Remember New York? Remember that other movie that happened?
Remember Germany when you fought Cap?
See,
yeah, I call
Remember
it
the
Cap now.
Sokovia Accords?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
See, okay, that was annoying, but there were some good moments sprinkled throughout where it's like you didn't even consider what would happen to us if you did that. You just ran off dick 1st, and then maybe or that scene where it's like, how do they know our location? Oh, I told Lewis.
I really wish they got more mad. They kind of brushed it off.
I felt like they were so mad that they were calm, if that makes sense. Where it's just like
See, in that
I
moment,
can't even fucking look at you right now sort of mad.
I really wasn't a fan of that whole scenario because at that point in the movie, they have two separate groups of villains in the movie. They have Ghost and Lawrence Fishburne, and they have the feds. And no one knows where they are, and they're fine. And then just so happens that in that moment when they're in the woods perfectly hidden...
Receding hairline man comes in.
No, he gets a call from his buddy about something unrelated to the story. And then as soon as he hangs up, the villains are there, ready to interrogate him. And then also the other villains, also, Ghost is also there to interrogate him. And then after the Ghost, like it's just
It was a little
weird
convenient,
coincidence, and I don't know. It
was
felt a little lazy to me.
No, yeah, I definitely can see that it was a little convenient, but I did like that moment, or even though it was a plot joke moment, when Janet takes control of Scott.
That was good. That was good.
And it was cute. Yeah. And then he's holding Michael Douglas's hand, and he's just like...
He looks at him and raises his eyebrows like...
That was pretty good.
But like,
I love it.
There are great moments in this movie. That's a great moment.
Yeah.
There are very charming moments in this movie with him and his daughter, with Hank and his wife. The things that make you go, "Oh, that's really nice. That's wholesome." And then there are moments where you're just like, "When's the next good moment?" And when's the next moment that's just like, when am I going to get wowed? When am I going to get sucked back into this world? Because at some points felt like I was just watching.
Old Wasp in the creepy house right before she rescues Hank was probably the scariest imagery in that movie, where it's like the white cloak and you can't make out the mask. That was scarier than Ghost. I mean, I know they're not supposed to be scary, but I was just like, I am uncomfortable.
That was quite... I mean, was Hank having like hallucinations or something?
It was his mind like collapsing in the quantum realm, basically. It makes you go a little
I
bit
really
mad.
wish... And then the Deus Ex saving of Ghost was kind of bullshit.
Oh, I hated that. As soon as
I
her mom
hated
comes
that
back,
too.
like, oh, I have Jesus fingers, and now if I
Yeah, no,
touch you...
that brought the movie down from like a 9 to an 8 for me, and I was just like,
Yeah, that was just a little too convenient.
You could even like just spend like a couple minutes of screen time just having them. They're like, oh, I know the algorithms to help you out. You should,
I've
like,
been here forever. I can try to get something to help you.
There's ways you could have written that way
was
simply.
Or maybe leave it open when it's like the quantum realm. We can help you survive down there. Like, I think it would have been a cooler ending if Wasp took Ghost back into the quantum realm.
But fuck the ending. The post-credit scene with Thanos. Not really Thanos.
Yeah, the moment where Thanos showed up and then Scott fisted his asshole.
Oh my!
from the
And became
inside.
big from inside the asshole.
We were
Thanos.
thinking about that, and I'm so happy now.
No, that Infinity War end scene is genuinely great. It's funny. It's character driven. It's plot driven, sure, but it's also. It made me feel for the characters, and it's only like 3 minutes long, and it makes me go, oh my god, I can't wait for Avengers 4. That's that good shit, though.
That's
like good
what
shit.
I want in my Marvel movies.
Yes,
that's the thing.
That's the good.
I don't give a fuck. You could show me Thor: The Dark World, but if the post-credit scene is setting up the next one, I'm like,
Here's a solid question. Does anyone even remember what the post-credit scene for Thor: The Dark World was?
Yes.
yeah, you know by heart.
Okay. So, after Thor: The Dark World, events transpire. Why is this relevant? The Asgardians bring the ether to the Collector.
Oh, right.
And they say,
Benicio del Toro.
you can't keep two Infinity Stones next to each other, and then it cuts, and then credits play, and then after the credits, Thor comes back and makes out with Jane, and then it cuts to a giant Dark World beast roaming the earth.
Yeah, they've never explained that.
Nope, never.
You know it's a bad movie?
Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah. No, because I said you could show me Thor: The Dark World, but if the post-credit sequence is good, I'm going to be excited, because I'm ingrained
And then
in
I
the
was
universe.
like, wait, what happened in Thor: The Dark World?
This universe, I'm so fucking into this universe, and that's the thing.
Well, that's
even
why
if we're critical of this movie, which I still liked it, it's still above a 5, or it's above a 6, so that's above average. That's an above average movie. Good job, Marvel. You made an above average movie. Proud of you. It's better than half the fucking universes can say. I just want to keep seeing the movies, keep building on this world, because this world overall is great. You can make a just okay movie in the middle of your great movies and your great world. Because as long as the world's great at the end of the day and you don't fuck the whole thing up, that's fine.
Absolutely.
That's the takeaway from this, is no matter what criticisms I have.
No, it's like technically well made.
Yeah,
You know what I
of
mean?
course.
But that's also what we said about the prequels.
No, but the prequels are technically impressive. Like, genuinely great production value and design and effects and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, brilliant shit. Jar Jar was terrible, but he looked convincing, you know?
No, he did.
I mean...
Not for now.
Not for now.
Not
But,
for
you know,
now,
in
but
1999,
that
that's shocking. But, no, the effects in this one were good, too, you know?
Yeah, there was the bad effect in this movie, which I give no credit for. 'cause
disagree. There were some scenes as the one in this room who can't see the uncanny valley, there were some scenes of that car chase where I was like, oh, CGI. Not even like the obvious moments. Like there were some scenes where it was just like a car drove by and I'm like, why do they CGI that?
Honestly, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I didn't
The
either.
one who probably liked it the least didn't even notice that. I loved all the effects.
Yeah, it doesn't have even Infinity War only has like 2 bad effects.
And
There are not
Bruce
that many bad
Banner
effects.
in the
Eh,
Hulkbuster.
oh my god! Yeah, where he fucking pops out of the Hulkbuster and you can just see his head, and I'm like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
It's even bad in the trailers, which is great, by the way.
He's barely in it. That's
He's
And
not in. I don't think they spoiled
There
that.
is one trailer where he has his head popping out of the
Oh,
Hulkbuster.
you're probably talking about a TV spot because I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
I don't feel like they had that in the trailers.
Yeah.
That's like a spoiler.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
And then
movie.
there's...
As if I weren't already excited for Avengers 4, this movie made me even more excited. So.
Is that the next one?
I didn't
know you
were excited.
No, Captain Marvel's before Avengers
Captain,
4.
I'm excited for Avengers 4. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Captain Marvel. I'm really excited for Avengers 4. Because I think Captain Marvel's going to be genuinely great. Because they're going to put all their effort into it. to make
Honestly,
it good.
it's shaping up to be fantastic, and I'm so excited for it.
Because think about it, right? Ant-Man's not like a major thing. He's a good character. He's always as like a side though. Captain Marvel's supposed to be the big end-all save-all, like your big girl. And it's your first female superhero movie, so you can't fuck it up.
When I first watched the end of Infinity War, the post-credit scene where you see the Captain Marvel summon out, I was just thinking to myself, how does he know that she's not wiped out? There's a 50% chance that that'll even do anything.
He doesn't know that it's 50% though.
That's true. But,
He doesn't know what's going on outside of Earth.
and I know that the writers and directors, of course, they're not going to kill the one female character after introducing her in her own movie, but still.
That'd be great though. Imagine if they did.
That'd be pretty good.
Imagine.
Just post-credit scene. She gets the beep, looks at it, and just fades away.
Nothing happens and everyone loses. Alright, so my thing. Ready? I want to end the show on a question for you two.
Yes.
For first out of 10.
I already said 6, and you said 6.5, and you said 8.
Okay,
We've
good.
been through this.
So, Captain Marvel. Do you think they're going to do something creative and good, or are they going to play it safe because it's their female character and they don't want to fuck it up?
Play it safe.
They play it safe, the movie's going to be a
As
6.
the defender of Marvel in this room, they're gonna play it safe. They always play it
Let
safe.
me ask you a question. Did DC play it safe or go creative?
With Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Oh, the second act was very, very good, but for the first and third acts, they played it way too safe. So, like, they did a mix.
They did a mix.
Let me ask this.
I- honestly-
Did they try to play it safe with Justice League?
No,
think-
that's why it's terrible.
I think Captain Marvel will be
I'm
more or
kidding.
less as good as Wonder Woman.
I
I
just
think
want
the
it to end.
studio will do more or less a similar thing,
I
except, not a different story, a different character, all that shit.
I think what they'll do is make it all out fun, like good, like action, good character development. They're gonna be like, this is a well written woman character. Good, I want to see that. Nice. But the thing about Wonder Woman is the end is atrocious. Like
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck happened. But I think they just like slapped their dick on a keyboard and used
Well, if you look at the
ending.
credits, story by Zack Snyder.
It's
Yeah.
one of
I
the
mean-
worst plot twists in like superhero
It's a bad
movie
plot
history.
twist. And then on top of that is, I finally killed Professor Lupin from Harry Potter. Now the war ends and everyone hugs and there's the end of the movie.
That's stupid.
Fuck you. You just spat in the face of
Think about Wonder
everybody.
Woman. So, unrelated to Ares, Ludendorff had, like, cocaine pills that made him super strong or something?
And
Yeah,
those effects didn't look that good either.
They didn't look good. And
I've absorbed the Aether now.
I am now Dark World Elf.
like, again, and this is the best DCU movie.
Yep.
Make me say it.
Thor: The Dark World is the best DCEU movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, no.
No.
Wonder Woman's better than Thor.
Wonder
the
Woman's
Dark
better
World.
than Thor: The Dark
Yeah,
World.
that-
No, yeah,
But-
agreed.
I care about Wonder Woman at all.
I think Captain Marvel is going to be good. Like, this is going to be... I think it's going to at least be a 7. At
If it's
least.
a 7, I'll love it. I hope so.
If it's anything that I'm hoping that they will do, anything good, I want them to knock my fucking socks off with this next one. Black Panther, I was like, boom, that's a good movie. The effects at the end, PS2, good movie. Avengers Infinity War, I was blown away. The ending, you don't like the ending, you like the ending. The ending for me, I was like, it makes the next movie so fucking exciting. Because there's like way less guys, and now he has the stones. How the fuck are they going to beat him? I didn't even know how the fuck they were going to beat him in this one, and now he has everything, and they got less guys. Let's go.
yeah.
This one was fine. It was exciting, fun, cute, charming at some points, funny, but didn't wow me. This next one, this is before they fight the big guy with even less guys. Hit me with that. Show me what your big ace in the hole is going to do. Make her kill every single thing. Make her powerful. She's the end-all, save-all of Thanos. If you don't establish her power in this one and all of a sudden she's great in Avengers 4, I'm going to be mad.
Mm-hmm. No, they'll do a great job setting her up because Marvel knows what the fuck they're doing. Especially with Origins, they're like... They have the formula down. They're wiretapped into how to make a superhero origin movie. They've done it 20 fucking times. They know what they're doing. So I have faith. At the very least, it'll be okay.
It's going to be good.
You know what I mean? At the very least, it'll be okay. Which makes me happy because I don't want bad superhero movies. I don't want bad movies.
We get bad superhero
We all agree that we don't want bad movies.
Yeah, if I want to see a bad superhero movie, I'll just go watch a DC movie.
Big time. Absolutely.
I'll watch
Aquaman
X-Men Origins.
Or an X-Men. Or pick your poison of certain X-Men movies.
Yeah.
So all in all, go see Ant-Man. It's okay.
Yes.
I feel like okay is a little bit weak.
It's a good movie.
It's good.
Ant-Man
It's good. It's a good. You're right. I always say things are not bad when I'm trying to be condescending.
Yeah.
It's good. It is a genuinely good movie. Go see it.